Welcome back to the Ultimate Entertainment Zone, where today we're diving deep into the most requested, jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes revelation that has literally broken the K-pop internet. We all know BTS as global icons, but what happens when the cameras turn off and the massive stadium lights dim? Enter Mr. Lee, a veteran insider and legendary staff coordinator who has worked alongside the septet for years, witnessing the raw, unedited reality of their daily interactions. In an exclusive, unprecedented tell-all, Mr. Lee finally broke his silence to reveal a fascinating, chaotic, and heartwarming secret. The female staff members are secretly, passionately fighting over the members. But wait, this isn't about dramatic workplace rivalry or simple celebrity crushes. This is a deeply psychological, highly entertaining look into the unique human traits, irresistible charms, and work ethics that make these 7 men absolute magnets behind closed doors. Why does one specific member cause the makeup team to literally sprint to the vanity? Who possesses the ultimate comforting aura that production assistants would gladly skip their lunch breaks just to be near? Get ready as we count down the ultimate breakdown of human behavior, workplace dynamics, and idol charm. Who do you think holds the #1 spot for causing the most backstage chaos among the crew? Let's find out. Number 7. RM, the intellectual klutz who steals hearts and breaks boundaries. When Mr. Lee began his jaw-dropping revelation, he made it clear that the battle among the female staff members starts at the very top of the group's leadership hierarchy, bringing us straight to the man himself, Kim Namjoon. Now, you might think the staff is fighting to work with RM because of his towering height, his deep philosophical mind, or that commanding presence he exudes when speaking at the United Nations. But according to Mr. Lee, the reality backstage is so much more endearing, chaotic, and downright hilarious. The true reason the female staff members, especially the stylists and personal assistants, literally engage in rock-paper-scissors matches every morning to be assigned to RM comes down to a brilliant psychological phenomenon known in human behavior as the pratfall effect. This psychological concept proves that highly competent, intelligent individuals become infinitely more likable and attractive when they exhibit relatable flaws or clumsiness. And oh boy, does Namjoon have that in spades. Mr. Lee recalls with absolute fondness how the backstage atmosphere transforms into a high-stakes rescue mission the moment RM walks into the dressing room. He's a walking whirlwind of accidental destruction, a genius intellect trapped in a body that doesn't quite know its own strength. The female staff members aren't just fighting to do his makeup, they are fighting for the coveted title of his official protector. They secretly compete to see who got to physically stand next to him and fix the glasses, while he looked down with those famously apologetic, melting dimples, whispering a soft, embarrassed, "sorry." It is this profound contrast between the intellectual giant who leads global stadium tours and the vulnerable, sweet-natured young man who needs a little extra looking after that drives the staff absolutely wild. The female crew members often reflect on how working with RM makes them feel an intense sense of professional purpose and emotional fulfillment. He treats every single staff member not as subordinates, but as vital co-captains of his ship. He remembers the names of their children, asks about their well-being in his deep, comforting baritone voice, and looks them directly in the eyes with absolute gratitude when they fix his collar or hand him a bottle of water. This deep-seated respect, combined with his irresistibly charming clumsiness, creates a backstage environment where female staff members will actively volunteer for overtime hours just to ensure RM is taken care of, making him the ultimate heart-melting opening entry on Mr. Lee's legendary list. Number 6. Jin, the master of ice-breaking and backstage euphoria. The moment Kim Seok-jin walks into a room, the entire psychological gravity of the backstage environment shifts, and Mr. Lee revealed that the fierce competition among the female staff to be assigned to Jin is fueled by a universal human need, the desire for absolute joy and stress relief in a high-pressure workplace. In the grueling world of global entertainment, where staff members are running on 2 hours of sleep, battling extreme physical exhaustion, and dealing with intense production deadlines, Jin serves as a walking, talking oasis of positive energy and emotional healing. Mr. Lee explained that the female staff, especially the makeup artists and script coordinators who spend hours in close proximity to the idols, actively fight over Jin because he possesses the rare, highly sophisticated emotional intelligence to completely demolish professional awkwardness. He refuses to let a room stay quiet or tense. Instead, he uses his legendary self-deprecating humor and iconic dad jokes to intentionally lower his own idol guard, making the staff feel immediately safe, valued, and incredibly comfortable. The female crew members are constantly captivated by this unique behavioral trait. Here is a man globally celebrated as worldwide handsome, possessing a face carved by the gods, yet he uses that breathtaking visual perfection not to intimidate, but to make a tired production assistant laugh until her stomach hurts. Mr. Lee vividly recounted an incident during a highly stressful, freezing cold outdoor music video shoot, where the morale of the crew had completely plummeted due to delays and technical difficulties. While anyone else might have retreated to a heated lounge car, Jin chose to stand out in the cold with the styling team, intentionally exaggerating his dramatic shivering, launching into a barrage of hilarious complaints about his ears freezing off, and suddenly delivering his signature windshield wiper laugh that instantly broke the thick ice of tension. The female staff members literally fight to do his touch-ups because a session in Jin's makeup chair isn't a stiff, silent chore. It is an absolute entertainment show where he asks them about their favorite foods, debates passionately about video games, and treats them like lifelong friends. Furthermore, Mr. Lee highlighted a deeply moving, reflective side of this dynamic. Jin is incredibly perceptive of the unsung heroes backstage, often secretly ordering massive catering trucks or high-end coffee deliveries specifically dedicated to the female wardrobe and styling teams who work tirelessly behind the scenes without recognition. He creates an atmosphere where the staff doesn't feel like they are working for a superstar, but rather collaborating with a genuinely kind, hilariously witty older brother who fiercely values their hard work. This unparalleled ability to transform a high-stress environment into a place of genuine laughter and emotional warmth is exactly why the female staff members will passionately lobby the management team every single comeback season, securing his legendary status at number 6. Number 5. Suga, the silent observer whose tsundere charm drives everyone crazy. Now, if you thought the staff only fought over the loud, outgoing members, Mr. Lee's revelation about Min Yoongi completely shatters that assumption, plunging us into a fascinating psychological dynamic that drives the female crew absolutely wild. Backstage, Suga is famously quiet, often found curled up in a corner chair with his eyes closed, listening to music guides or calmly sipping an iced americano, looking completely unapproachable. Yet Mr. Lee revealed that the competition among the female staff, especially the production coordinators, sound engineers, and wardrobe managers, to be assigned to Suga is arguably the most intense and fiercely competitive of all. Why? Because Yoongi is the absolute definition of a classic tsundere, a person who appears cold and detached on the outside, but is incredibly warm, deeply caring, and protective on the inside. This specific behavioral trait triggers a powerful psychological response in the workplace. The staff members view winning Suga's subtle, rare smiles as the ultimate professional and personal reward. Mr. Lee beautifully detailed how the female staff secretly observe his silent acts of kindness, which he always performs without wanting any credit or attention. For instance, during grueling, chaotic concert setups where the female crew members are physically struggling to move heavy prop boxes or wardrobe trunks, Suga will walk past with a completely blank, sleepy expression, silently grab the heaviest side of the box, lift it to its destination without saying a single word, and then casually walk away as if nothing happened. The female staff members are constantly mesmerized by this silent attentiveness. He doesn't use grand gestures or flashy words, but his eyes see absolutely everything. Mr. Lee recalled an emotional moment during a chaotic overseas
Chinese broadcast where a female script supervisor was being harshly reprimanded by an outside director for a minor scheduling mix-up. Before the situation could escalate, Suga quietly stepped in, handed the supervisor a warm heat pack for her hands, and calmly told the director that the schedule change had actually been requested by the artists themselves, instantly absorbing all the blame and diffusing the tension. It is this intense, protective chivalry, hidden beneath a calm, cat-like exterior, that makes the female staff fight fiercely to be in his inner circle. They know that behind that fierce, genius rapper persona lies a deeply empathetic man who remembers how hard the struggle is, treating the crew with a profound, quiet dignity that makes everyone feel safe, respected, and deeply seen, earning him an unforgettable spot at number 5. Number 4, J-Hope, the human sunshine who elevates every soul backstage. According to Mr. Lee, the moment Jungkook enters the backstage area, the entire atmosphere undergoes an immediate, profound, energetic shift that science could practically measure. The competition among the female staff members, especially the choreographers, stage managers, and wardrobe assistants, to be assigned to J-Hope is fueled by an intense desire to be near what they universally describe as an irresistible, life-giving battery pack of pure positivity. In the high-stress, physically exhausting world of entertainment production, where the crew routinely works 24-hour shifts, J-Hope acts as the ultimate emotional anchor. Mr. Lee explained that Hoseok possesses a rare, staggering level of empathy and situational awareness that makes every single female staff member feel like the most important person in the room. He is notoriously famous backstage for never, ever showing his own exhaustion, no matter how grueling the tour schedule or how bruised his body is from hours of intense dancing. He greets every single staff member with a dazzling, radiant smile and a warm, enthusiastic greeting that instantly washes away their fatigue. The female crew members literally fight to handle his stage transitions and wardrobe changes because working with J-Hope is a masterclass in mutual respect and professional validation. Mr. Lee vividly recalled an incident during a massive stadium concert where a female wardrobe assistant's hands were visibly shaking from anxiety as she tried to fix a broken zipper on J-Hope's outfit with only 30 seconds left before his solo stage. Instead of rushing her or showing frustration, Hoseok gently placed his hands over hers, looked directly into her eyes with absolute calmness, and softly said, "Take your time. You are doing amazing. I trust you completely." This incredible emotional maturity and kindness left the assistant in tears of gratitude, and it is exactly why the staff is so fiercely loyal to him. He remembers small personal details about the female crew, frequently checking in on their health, complimenting their hard work, and making sure they have eaten before he even touches his own meal. The female staff members often reflect that being around J-Hope doesn't just make them better at their jobs. His infectious passion, meticulous work ethic, and unconditional kindness inspire them to be better, happier human beings, making him an absolute legend at number 4. Number 3. Jimin, the angelic empath whose heart-melting sweetness causes absolute backstage meltdowns. If you think you have seen the peak of backstage competition among the crew, Mr. Lee's revelation about Park Jimin elevates the entire dynamic into a realm of pure, unadulterated emotional warfare. According to Mr. Lee, the female staff members, particularly the personal stylists, hair artists, and immediate security detail, literally draw straws and engage in intense, playful negotiations every single day, just to be the one assigned to Jimin's direct team. The psychological reason behind this phenomenon is incredibly profound. Jimin possesses an innate, almost otherworldly empathetic nature that makes it physically impossible for anyone to be around him without falling completely under his spell. He doesn't just interact with the staff, he wraps them in a blanket of genuine, deeply felt affection and attentiveness that completely shatters the traditional barrier between a global superstar and a crew member. Mr. Lee recalled with absolute awe how Jimin behaves when the cameras turn off, describing him as a literal angel who constantly worries about everyone else's comfort before his own. If a female makeup artist is standing on her tiptoes for too long to adjust his hair, Jimin will automatically widen his stance, bending his knees to match her height perfectly, looking up at her with those soft crescent moon eyes and asking if her wrists are hurting from holding the brushes. The female staff members are constantly driven to a point of emotional meltdown by these incredibly thoughtful, spontaneous gestures. Mr. Lee detailed an unforgettable night during a grueling winter shoot where a female production assistant was shivering violently while holding a cue card in the freezing wind. Jimin silently walked over, unbuttoned his own massive high-end designer winter coat, and draped it over her shoulders, refusing to take it back despite her frantic protests, telling her that his stage costume was more than enough to keep him warm. This level of deep, instinctive chivalry and kindness creates an environment where the female crew members feel an intense, protective devotion toward him. They aren't just fighting to do his makeup because he is breathtakingly beautiful. They are fighting to protect his pure energy from the harsh pressures of the industry. Jimin treats the female staff like absolute royalty, constantly offering them compliments, noticing the smallest changes in their hairstyles, and expressing his gratitude with soft, polite bows and heartwarming words that can instantly heal a 20-hour workday. He creates a powerful, addictive loop of kindness backstage, ensuring that any female staff member who gets assigned to his station leaves the venue feeling deeply cherished, incredibly valued, and utterly captivated, solidifying his undisputed angelic placement at number 3.
Number 2. Taeyoung, the pure-hearted visual genius who turns the backstage into a fairy tale kingdom. As the countdown reaches its absolute climax, Mr. Lee revealed that the battle among the female staff members for the runner-up spot climbs to an entirely new level of artistic and emotional intensity, bringing us directly to Kim Taeyoung. Now, it is a well-known fact that V possesses a face that looks like it was meticulously sculpted by Michelangelo himself, but Mr. Lee emphasizes that the female crew, especially the creative directors, main photographers, and high-fashion wardrobe designers, aren't just fighting to work with him because of his jaw-dropping elite-tier visuals. The true intoxicating secret behind V's backstage magnetism lies in his completely unpredictable, pure-hearted, and wonderfully eccentric inner world. Taeyoung possesses a childlike innocence mixed with a deeply sophisticated, old-soul artistic sensibility that turns an ordinary, exhausting day at work into an absolute magical adventure. Mr. Lee explained that the female staff members are completely obsessed with his uniquely endearing psychological trait. He views the entire world through a lens of artistic wonder, and he treats every single female crew member as his personal muse and trusted confidant in his creative journey. When V is sitting in the styling chair, it isn't just a routine touch-up. It is a collaborative art session where he will suddenly look up, lock eyes with a female stylist through the mirror, and passionately discuss a classic jazz vinyl he discovered, or show her a beautiful photograph of scenery he captured on his phone, genuinely eager to hear her perspective. The female crew members literally fight to be near him because he has an incredible habit of turning the cold, clinical backstage environment into a cozy artistic salon. Mr. Lee vividly recounted a legendary incident during a high-stakes international magazine cover shoot, where the tension was incredibly thick due to demanding clients and tight deadlines. Instead of being stressed, V completely dissolved the anxiety in the room by grabbing a vintage prop camera, gently placing his own designer hat onto a startled female production assistant's head, and playfully staging a spontaneous high-fashion photo shoot right there in the dressing room, making her the center of attention and filling the entire space with roaring laughter. This total lack of pretense, combined with his deeply affectionate nature, drives the female staff absolutely crazy with adoration. He is famous backstage for holding gentle eye contact, tilting his head with a boxy, heartwarming smile, and softly singing jazz melodies under his breath while the hair team works on his locks. Mr. Lee noted that V has a profoundly empathetic habit of noticing when a female staff member is feeling overlooked. He will intentionally walk over,
comment on how cool her sneakers are, or hand her a single beautiful flower from a luxury bouquet he received, leaving her completely breathless. Working with Taehyung makes the female staff feel like they are part of a whimsical, beautiful fairy tale, where their hard work is viewed as a form of art, creating a fiercely competitive atmosphere where the crew will actively rearrange entire schedules just to be blessed with the privilege of entering Taehyung's captivating, unforgettable universe at number 2.
Number 1. Jungkook, the ultimate golden boy whose overwhelming humility and golden heart create a backstage frenzy. We have finally arrived at the absolute pinnacle of Mr. Lee's legendary backstage revelations, and the undisputed king who causes a literal passionate frenzy among the female staff members is none other than the golden maknae himself, Jungkook. According to Mr. Lee, the competition among the female crew, ranging from the main stage directors and elite styling teams to the youngest production assistants, to be assigned to Jungkook's direct crew is on an entirely different planet of intensity. You might naturally assume this is because of his explosive stage presence, his pop star charisma, or his heartthrob visuals, but Mr. Lee revealed that the true psychological reason is deeply moving. Jungkook is an absolute powerhouse of pure humility, raw innocence, and a staggering, boundary-defying work ethic that makes it physically impossible for any human being to not fall completely, deeply in love with its character. Behind the scenes, despite being one of the most famous individuals on the face of the earth, Jungkook completely strips away his global superstar identity, behaving instead like an incredibly eager, deeply respectful, and limitlessly helpful younger brother to every single female staff member on set. Mr. Lee explained that the female crew members are utterly captivated by his instinctive, constant need to physically help everyone around him. His eyes are permanently scanning the room for ways to make the staff's heavy workload lighter. He is famously known backstage for never sitting still while others are working. The moment a performance ends, while still completely breathless and drenched in sweat, Jungkook will immediately start helping the female stage crew clean up the stage, picking up discarded water bottles, neatly coiling massive audio cables, and even physically carrying heavy equipment cases alongside startled production assistants. Mr. Lee vividly recounted a breathtaking incident during a chaotic, massive-scale music festival, where a female prop coordinator accidentally tripped over a set piece, scattering dozens of vital stage items across the dark, frantic backstage corridor just minutes before cue. Before anyone else could react, Jungkook dropped to his knees in the pitch black, carefully gathered every single item with lightning speed, comforted the panic coordinator by telling her it was completely okay, and then personally escorted her to safety, flashing a warm, reassuring bunny smile. It is this profound, unparalleled level of grounded humility and protective chivalry that triggers a massive wave of maternal and professional devotion from the female staff. They see a young man who has the entire world at his feet, yet who routinely bows 90 degrees to the youngest intern, uses formal, polite language to every single crew member, and genuinely views the staff as his family. The female makeup and hair artists literally fight to work at his station because a session with Jungkook is filled with him sweetly humming your favorite songs, asking if you've had a warm meal, and expressing an almost childlike gratitude for the way you styled his hair. He creates a deeply emotional, fiercely inspiring atmosphere where the female crew doesn't just want to do their jobs, they want to run through walls to ensure Jungkook's comfort and success, making him the ultimate, uncontested champion who rules the hearts of the backstage crew at number 1.
And there you have it, the absolute inside scoop from Mr. Lee that completely redefines how we view the incredible bond between BTS and their tireless backstage crew. It turns out that the secret warfare among the female staff members isn't about the glitz and glamour of working with global icons, but a profound, heartfelt response to 7 uniquely extraordinary men who treat their team with unmatched respect, humility, and genuine love. From RM's heart-melting clumsiness to Jungkook's overwhelming humility, these boys prove that their truest star power shines brightest when the stadium lights are completely turned off. This fascinating peek behind the curtain shows us that the real magic of BTS isn't just the history they make on stage, but the profound human connections they build with the unsung heroes who make their dreams possible every single day. It makes you wonder, If you were a staff member working behind the scenes on a chaotic, high-pressure tour, which of these 7 incredible personalities would you be secretly fighting to work with? Would you succumb to the angelic empathy of Jimin, or would you find yourself completely charmed by Suga's quiet, protective chivalry? Drop your thoughts, theories, and emotional reactions in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to stay tuned for more exclusive deep dive edutainment documentaries. Until next time, keep looking beyond the spotlight.